would any of that shit? I mean, the solution, just don't show anybody your models. And then you will immediately remove any of that. Oh, I don't want to try this because of that.
It's probably one of my biggest or most influential pieces that I did ever. And not
you
only,
hate it.
I hate it so much that it's on the back of my cabinet.
But I didn't cognitively register it, if that makes sense. So there's this, imagine an invisible wall, okay? And that wall's in my fucking painting room. But I didn't know that wall was there. But that wall was there from when I put that model down, and now I'm speaking about it and I've just realized that actually the only blocker that I have here is that I need to repaint the whole model.
Do you though?
Like, oh, everyone's got to do a squad of Ultramarines. That's great. But no, there wasn't. So it was fun, and it was nice because I didn't have to go through all of that, like questioning what's going to look the best. But
Mini Matters, a miniature and painting podcast.
Fuck yeah, it's good to be back, boys. I have to say, I really enjoyed last week's depression that I had. You know, it was exactly what I needed, I think, to feel that, you know, that come down, as it were. For anybody who doesn't listen, I suggest you go back and listen to the last 50 episodes that we've got, maybe. And also, if you could, back our Patreon. But if I keep saying it, I will will it into existence. So hold on a minute, say something. Cool. Right, we're back. I can't remember if you said anything. Probably not. But I had a shower. When you said I'm ready, I showered. So, good. Yeah. Because
your body.
My whole body. No. And
head to toe. You're quite efficient with your showers. I know.
Well, it was a quick one. I mean, it was a 7-minute shower. And look, anyway, that's not the point. It got me to thinking, okay. When I do all my thinking, in fact, in the shower. It's the only time I have anything to do, which isn't what everything else is, right? And I remembered that I forgot that we had a segment that I came up with, another idea, right? And it was amazing. I don't think I wrote it down. But I was thinking last week's episode, which if you haven't listened to any of them, you should go back and listen to the last 10, like and subscribe, and back our Patreon, right?
Smooth.
Yeah, but it lost me my train of thought. So last week
you
I
were
said,
thinking about something and you came up with a new segment? Or,
no, I forgot that. No, it was last week I said how I realized that I was influenced by expectations. Okay, so I said, I said that when I do things differently because I'm worried about what people think. But I realized it can't be true for me. I think there's a facet of it, right? Because I was going through these things, right? Oh, it can be true. Okay, fine. It's not from embarrassment, was what I was going to say. That it's in no way embarrassment. So if you painted it, like, picture yourselves and all the we officially have 7 listeners now.
I mean, I'm doubting if interject to not stop this flow, but I'm really amazed that there was no bullshit introduction. It was like straight to the point.
Well, it's because I just came out of the shower, right?
Right.
So that's your straight to the point? You thought that was...
I mean, it was definitely straight to the point, considering we didn't spend 20 minutes talking about dicks or keys or whatever.
We're still in that segment though, now. We can still go many random places.
I vowed last week I run a tight ship here, okay, and I'm not about mediocre podcasts. We are the best podcast in the world, except that we're shit. But what was I talking about? So it doesn't come from embarrassment. Okay, and I don't think anybody's comes from embarrassment. I don't think anybody uploads an image or they're worried to do something or try something because they're scared of being embarrassed. I think. From the 7 listeners, let us know.
It's a good point. Where, if it's not embarrassment, where can it come from?
Exactly.
Yeah, isn't embarrassment? I mean, it's a deep question of like, what is embarrassment? What does that actually mean?
And that's where my shower went to, right? So, and this was all in the 6 minutes, right? Sharp. There you go. Oh, no. So, I was trying to remember a moment in my life when I was embarrassed. Okay. And the only one I can think of in living memory was when I said that thing in the event, the GW podcast. I can't even remember what I said, right? But I remember thinking, like, why do those words come out my mouth? It was like, it was something to do with arse and blowjob or something.
Yeah, but embarrassment has a lot of degrees, and it's not the same.
Go on.
So embarrassment can be that thing in a moment where you do something and it's like, oh fuck, or you, I don't know, fall down in front of people, or you know whatever,
shit yourself on the tube.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, but it's a bit extreme. But yeah,
I would be
maybe for you,
but I would be embarrassed more for them than for myself. That I've put them and made them feel awkward.
Yeah, I mean a normal person, not you. But if you have something that you are not completely happy with and you upload it, it's not the same type of embarrassment, because it's not something that it happens. It's an embarrassment of not meeting expectations, and those expectations are in your head, not on their head. But you are putting those expectations in their head.
Would you use a different word then? Disappointment is probably better, right?
I mean, I don't know.
Is it sadness? Is it what is
Who
it
you
then? Is it
disappointing,
just like
though? Just yourself?
I do think that embarrassment is a little bit, it's fitting, but it's not the same type of embarrassment. It's not a situation embarrassment. It's like I'm not as good as embarrassment.
And that backs up my thing. So I hadn't put my nail on it yet, right? But that was where I was thinking of taking it, because it can't be embarrassment of I feel shame for something that's happened, right? It's much, and then I think it is, I want to be perceived as this. I want you to see what I see in my head.
Of course.
That's what I think it is, on how I want this paint job to be, but I can't get that out because I'm not good enough yet.
Yeah, you want to be understood.
Maybe that's what it is, which is like a cousin of embarrassment, not quite the same. It's
yeah.
That was my
maybe embarrassment is not the perfect word, but I see.
You know what I mean? Martine, what are you feeling
on this subject?
Yes, correct.
Oh, thanks. No, it's a good question of like kind of what I'm now saying, that there's different kinds of embarrassment. I think I was just trying to imagine like a situation where, for whatever reason, it's like a group of people have been convinced that I can sing really well, and then we go do karaoke, and then I have to like perform. That would be embarrassing. That would be like embarrassing to do, but it wouldn't be embarrassing at all if no one expected anything of me. So it's still like we've been talking about. It's still like 100% to do with expectations, I think.
Yeah, because it's you thinking that they expect from you. It's not the fact that they expect or not expect. It doesn't influence you. It's what you think.
Yeah,
it's what you think that they will expect.
But that's the whole thing of embarrassment as well, because at its crux, at the heart of embarrassment is what you think they will think, right?
Yeah.
So like,
and we do that all the time. We project things that we think onto others, and we assume what they think. And I think about this a lot with
racism.
Let's say you do something that is actually slightly embarrassing, or maybe you're like at a party with someone and you mistakenly call them by a different name or something. And sometimes I do this little thing where I'm like, would I remember if someone else did that? If someone else made that mistake, if someone else did something and they thought they were embarrassing, I'd probably just forget it immediately. So the reverse is probably true.
Unless they called
the same way I rarely see shit on Instagram and think, I thought this person was pretty good, but this is garbage. That's very rarely the case.
Or what you actually tend to think is that guy's
like
shit now, but it's not embarrassing. It's just they're just they've let themselves go. Like that's fine if they want to.
Yeah,
but yeah, I agree, and I think that it's weird though. Honestly, like why the fuck would any of that shit? I mean, the solution: just don't show anybody your models. And then you will immediately remove any of that. Oh, I don't want to try this because of that.
Well, there's also embarrassment on yourself. That happens. It does happen.
Like when your wife says, "I wasn't finished," and you're like,
No.
No, not that one then.
When you realize you are not as good as you think.
But that's not embarrassing. That's just a cold realization that you had higher expectations.
Well, yeah, I guess, but it's still on the same realm because this
is the. I don't know. Hold on, wait. You guys can't see this, right? But everyone would have just seen the fucking title just changed.
What does it say now?
Click of a button, 2 buttons. I couldn't program it to do one, but now it says meat of it. Even though we have a real meat of it, so I should probably put it back.
It's crazy. No, we can transition.
It's a tapas again, right?
Yeah, tapas. Tapas is good. Tapas episodes are shit. Who doesn't like tapas for dinner? Like, you show up to a restaurant, you get a little bit of everything.
I actually really like tapas. I tried to go with Lucas, Chewy, when he came and visited, and we had it all. Yeah, it was all planned, right? Fucking great. It was. Hold on, let me quickly change back to Diary of an ADD Man. It was all planned, and I was like, right, meet me here, and it was like fantastic with his German accent. Fantastic, Jamie. I'll be there. Don't worry. And then, like half an hour before, I googled it just to check because it's in the middle of it's by Judenplatz, and I was like, fuck, that's the center, and you have to walk. There's no tube. I checked, it was closed. I was like, look, dude, don't go there. And he was like, "No, it's totally fine." He was really, really on the phone call. Right, he's the most chilled, happy guy I've spoken to in a long time on a phone. It was just like, "Look, I'm just walking through the city. It's fine. It's a beautiful city. I've been mugged twice, but that would have been good." Right, back to meat of it. Hold on.
So very quickly, for the authorities, you happen to have been in Vienna just at one time when you were meeting Chewy.
Correct, because he invited me to Vienna.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
That's right. So people's pieces, yes, they. Is that real though, Arnau? Have you ever done a piece in the last year, or you, Martin, actually? But you less because you won gold. But no, that could still count because it's a single miniature. Have you done a model in the last recent future where you were literally embarrassed to upload it, but you had to?
Yeah.
Ooh, good question. Yeah.
Too quick, Arnau.
Yeah, Arnau was very quick. He has a.
Is that every piece?
No, it's not that it happens every month, but it happens.
Arnau's always so fucking to the point. You're chill even when you're like when you.
I don't want to waste words
hate yourself
on these explanations.
What's do you want to say what that is? Is it like it's obviously box art that you weren't?
No, I mean it happened many times, and I've never stopped myself from talking about it. The main example was the ogre with a stripe of light that is looking through a door.
The pedo, I like to call him.
Yeah, the creep. Yeah. This piece, everyone loved it. I've seen versions, like easily 5 or 6 versions of it. It's probably one of my biggest or most influential pieces that I did ever. And not
you
only,
hate it.
I hate it so much that it's on the back of my cabinet. I have different cabinets, and one of them where I have the unpainted Warhammer is on the back of the unpainted Warhammer cabinet.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I don't even want to see it.
Just sell it then. What?
I don't want to sell it because then I'm giving that shit to someone.
Oh, right.
It's so bad that I refuse to.
You will not accept money for it. That's
no. You wouldn't sell your own excrement because it's an insult to them. That's what that model is for you.
Yeah.
Give it to Albert. This is a test to see if he still listens to the show.
Yeah, give it to Albert. He'll love it.
And I really didn't want to upload that piece. I did it I forced myself to it. Like, it's okay. It's just an exercise. Whatever. Some people may like it. Whatever. And it was one of the first times my Instagram completely collapsed. Like, I had messages everywhere, and I barely had any followers back then. And yeah, it was.
It makes me question your own, like, have you just been lucky this whole career, right? Or because the ones that everyone loves, you hate, and then the ones that you love the most, people like not the same.
It's an established pattern.
It's funny because I mean, there's going to be loads of examples of, if we can use the word art again, or like creativity in general, right? Where people have done a painting, a movie, a song, something where they're like, everything else I've done is me. That's the best shit I've done. And then this one thing is the crowd pleaser, right? Mm-hmm. And you fucking hate it. I can't think of any great example of that, but I'm sure there must be loads.
But I'm
sure it's pretty common, actually.
Interesting. Well, Arnau came and said, me and Albert, he brought a bit, I don't know, 4, 3, whatever, years ago. We went to his place, actually. He didn't bring it. Arnau would never bring a piece, right? And me and Albert were like, oh shit, that black looks tight. Looks really good. And I was like, and nothing else? Nothing else in the model looks remotely... The black's really good. He was like, the black's the worst bit. The black was the easiest bit, I think was actually what you said. Like, the black wasn't even on my radar of asking you, like, well,
it was probably a layer of one color and then one highlight or something like some bullshit like this that it's not even worth mentioning. And they are like, oh, the black. And it's like,
I've had that happen where people have said, like, I really like this bit. And I'm like, that's not painted yet. Yeah, that's the primer.
That's good.
That happened to me as well with my mom or with someone like that.
That's good. I mean, it's a bit like when I show Arnau my models and he just laughs. That's
I don't laugh.
I want to know in the if
he's laughing with you, not at you.
Yeah, or crying inside.
Situation,
yeah.
So in spite of this intro being 15 minutes, it doesn't feel like an intro, right?
No, I mean, we are literally talking about painting from the very start.
God
what happened?
That's absolutely insane. I can fire off some recent film reviews if someone wants bullshit.
Oh, shit. TV recommendation.
Finally.
I'm only one episode in. Now, I gave... It's called Future Man, okay? Hold on. I don't have a segment thing for this. I'm just going to take off the... This is non-segmented. No one cares. Future Man. Now, I thought it was the worst TV show I've ever fucking seen in my life, okay? For the first 5 minutes. Yeah, F-U-R-T.
Yeah.
Oh, F-U-T-U-R-E.
So the word
M-A-N.
future.
Yeah, yeah, right. Martin, you have Frozen, you. Martin. I'm impressed.
I what?
Back. You were frozen.
Yeah, you were frozen. Yeah.
But you were still talking.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yes,
sorry about that.
It's that glitch that you have in you're basically an X-Men, but you just free. Anyway.
Very strange. No, go ahead. You thought it was absolute trash.
The worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Because Netflix recommended it. And I was like, oh, fuck, recommend. Like, I never get recommendations. I probably do never see them. And yeah, it was actually very funny. I realized it was funny the moment. Shall I give you the first like 10 minutes?
I mean...
I hate spoilers, so that's why I have to ask. Basically,
just baseline.
Yeah, some people teleport time travel into his house, okay, and he's mid wank, and he jizzes on the dude, okay. That's the level of this kind of comedy. Now,
so it's trying to be like The Boys.
No, it's comedy, and it's a bit more Adam Sandler comedy.
Shit.
Like Happy Gilmore, kind of in a modern-ish, but really like that. And it's very unusual to hear that now, right? They're like fucking rip his balls off, kick him in the head, like all this. Like, it knows it's a parody. It doesn't take itself seriously, and it's shit, but it's funny.
I see.
However, I don't think you can binge watch it. Anyway, that was
what is it?
Netflix. N-E-T. Right. Yeah. So how far down do we want to go? Let's do should we do something real? Should we do a real segment?
Okay.
So let's do what's in the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, obviously, intro. We've got an intro. We were in that intro. We don't have anything. I've got nothing. I haven't done Would You Rathers. I do have a new the new segment. Hold on, back to Diary of a ADD Man. The new segment is Interesting Fact of the Day. Except it's the week.
Yeah.
And I will lay on you an amazingly pointless fact. Okay.
That's my favorite.
For later. We will have Dr. Lovebrush. We do have a real meat of it, which I don't know what it is yet, which is exciting. We do have the results in now for the fan. What's it called?
Faction Feud. No, yeah,
Faction Feud. So we had the community. Now, there was a bit of an uproar from the community. I could wait for him, but I don't know, because he's gone. Arnell's gone, you see.
Yeah.
Right. There was a bit of an uproar that some of the questions might have been the same questions I used to ask some of the people in Monty. And I'm not saying that I was lazy. I'm not saying that. Because
no one would say that.
Thank you. But there are new ones in there. Just didn't remove them. So thank you everyone for doing that. And also, thank you for all the comments. I have to say, I feel like the community is exploding right now. We've gone from 6 listeners to 7 fucking listeners.
And the difference is mind-blowing.
Insane. God damn
I can't tell the difference between the comment sections on our podcasts and literally Facebook. Like all of it's that many people talking.
6.
Like our
7,
Discord
7.
is just.
You know when there's a streaming of someone very popular and the chat is like a million times, like
you can't keep up
per hour.
It's that.
You cannot even read. So
I thought you were going to say that's not us.
No, that is us, literally.
That's exactly.
But there's only so many messages 7 people can send.
I don't know.
You send like 80% of them, so it's still that like non-stop rattling, and it's just gold, all of it.
What we could do is
people are not on our Discord,
and literally the messages could be our tech, like what we're saying, so it makes it look like it's proper busy, but it's just us. Also, I don't know where the fuck that would go in this new layout template. However, I am actually like, they are entertaining. There's some drivel and shit right in the comments that we get, like some lowest common denominator, you know, like boring as fuck, which I expect from our listeners because they're bland, right? Somehow, I'm pointing. You can't. Fuck's sake. These are good.
You're pointing to?
I don't know.
I was pointing to the comments, which makes no sense because they're on my screen to my left, which it's even worse.
And nobody else can see it.
Fuck's sake. See? We're idiots. And that's why you listen. Right, anyway. That's it. That's all we've got. And the Factional Feud, we're not doing that this episode.
And Small Task Master update, like have you...
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. Go for it.
A little bit more with that?
Me?
Yeah.
I've gotten a start on mine.
I know. I want to hear from Martin. Go for it. Sorry.
Oh, that's my cue. Yeah. I got a start on mine. I wanted to do Nurglings because they're very small, and I thought, as opposed to doing the same model as you guys, but with the least possible amount of effort, like I did on the Killican, I thought maybe I can put just a tiny bit more effort on the models as long as they're very small. Some of the people, can't remember, I think this was Mike himself, is doing like a dreadnought and a guy for 2 models.
Like, he is. Fuck. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
that's
impressive.
I guess he doesn't have a job or a life.
He has both.
That
was way too quick.
When I see it,
I don't love you. All right, Michael. That was
sure.
Needlessly defensive.
Needlessly, yeah. But that's very impressive, and I'm not doing that. But yeah, so I wanted to maybe paint something like that where that actually takes minutes instead of seconds. So,
well, I actually was again thinking in the shower about this. Naked.
You would, wouldn't you?
People when in football used to shower with their shorts on, which like they'd want to be part of the showers, but they didn't want to be butt naked. So anyway,
I see.
Yeah, they'd wear their shorts.
I've seen that. Yeah.
It was weird. I used to have to. I didn't have to. I mean, I wanted to, but the showers in the Telegraph gym, and it's always weird to just like. If you're in a football team, you know you all get unchanged together and you all go into the showers together, right? So you're butt naked together. But it's weird when you're completely butt naked and then say your boss walks in butt naked and you just you weren't ready for that situation. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh shit, hey mate, hey, do we talk about work or are we just like both naked? So yeah, that was weird. But where were we? Martin. So I was in the shower.
You were thinking about my nerdlings in the shower.
So I was thinking Taskmaster is a bit of an evil thing, okay? Because in itself, it's relaxed. You're not meant to take it seriously. Or rather, there's no rules. Just take it as seriously as you want or do not take it seriously. And last week you said that you wanted to quit painting, right? And I thought you were joking, but you were actually serious, maybe. Yeah.
Briefly, yeah.
And then I thought Taskmasters is the thing that you can't not do as a presenter, right? So you had to do it. But then I was like, actually, that's quite good in a way because I hadn't painted in 7 years. And then the killer can came along and I painted.
Yeah.
And it forced me to paint, even though I did it in 2 hours a day before, blah, 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 right?
This ties so well with the meat of it that I'm struggling not to lay it on thick right now.
I've changed the icon to meat of it.
What if I told you, let's play the hypothetical part of it, that you don't have to worry about painting ever again. Like that guilt of not painting goes away. You don't paint. You don't have to paint. You forget about painting whatsoever. How would you feel?
Martin, do you want to answer that one?
Well, I mean, I guess you're saying like completely hypothetical that that creative anxiety and that, yeah. Well, that would be a good thing for sure.
Creative. Sorry,
I feel like it's sort of a trick question.
Creative anxiety.
I mean, I would. Sorry, what?
What's creative anxiety? Fear of getting it wrong, or
that's a good question. For me, it's a lot of different things that will stand in the way of me enjoying this hobby at various points. So it will be, most of the time it'll be that I'm not doing enough, which I think is something that I hear a lot of people say a lot. It's like I should so and so and so.
So it's like just a baseline of your constantly thinking I should do more, but you're not.
Yeah.
It's away at you, and
which
you're
is
like,
an interesting side note to that is like when I was working for Games Workshop, I was literally painting like 9-10 hours a day. Well, some days, and then that was the only time where I could say, no, actually, I can't paint more than this. That's I couldn't possibly. So that's all right. But then now, even if whenever there's like a spare hour or days or whatever, it's always like, fuck, I should be doing more. And then the whenever I am doing whatever I'm doing, I should be doing something better or finding different areas of like ways to get better, practicing. I should try sculpting more. I should so on and so on. So that creates anxiety for like, just it's not as much motivation as just anxiety. What other word is there?
No, I think it's good.
Pressure or anxiety.
Pressure, sure, yeah.
Something that's
so it's
just
like
there,
it's not enough and it's not good enough constantly. So to answer your question now, if I could just erase that feeling, that'd be great. But only if it was actually gone. If not, if it was like, oh well, I give up. That wouldn't be a good thing.
So, interestingly, I've had jobs that I hated. Okay, hated them. Not like fuck, but like shit. If you know what I mean. And only did I start enjoying the job when I quit the job. So the day I was like, right, I'm leaving in a month, I felt such release.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, this job's not that bad. Like now I know I'm not. Now I see something like an alternative. I'm like, holy shit, horror shit. Now, I didn't paint. I did paint in those 7 years. I did paint a bit, right? It just wasn't. I wasn't painting. If that, I know, but I wasn't like doing how I considered painting. And in theory, I'm still not. But I'm painting a lot in my head now, and basically not painting and not getting better at the things that I want. But I am painting in my head more, and I want to paint. So those years where I wasn't painting, honestly, I didn't really care that I wasn't painting. I was like, I didn't want to, so I didn't do it. Every now and then I'd be like, oh, I'd like to do this diorama, basically. And that was it. So I lived that thing that you're...
Sort of.
I think I did.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just thinking. Yeah. Sorry.
What was so Arnaud? You've asked the question. You've got your answers.
No. It's the discussion point. I feel like this hobby and most hobbies, I guess, but this in particular, or creative ones in particular, they come with a lot of negatives attached to the positives, and we hear all the time people struggling inside the hobby or for the hobby or because of the hobby. And I always think about this: what's tying you to the hobby? What is it stopping you from just being free and doing whatever you want? And a lot of people have guilt in both ways, if they don't do or if they do. So it's like a never-ending source of pain for one side. Of course, always has good things, but
I think...
And sorry, we reached that point when we were talking, Jamie and I, one day, and he was saying something like, I get everything is dangerous. Like every hobby or every thing that I can get addicted to is dangerous. But it's not. But painting is not. And I asked him why painting is not dangerous. Why is the only hobby that you are not afraid of getting obsessed with? And he said, obviously, leave it for the cast, and we didn't talk about it. So that's the perfect moment for it.
Yeah.
So wait, what did I say?
Listen to the podcast. What was it? Was someone listening? What did I say?
Just now, what did he literally just say?
Oh, just now?
Yeah.
You were saying that you guys were talking. Fuck, you were talking. Do you want to pause it? You want to go back?
We're back. I love this.
Why painting?
Oh yeah,
is
why
dangerous?
is this the one hobby? Well, yeah, why is painting the one?
Oh,
thing
I remember
that
now.
you
Okay,
involve yourself
all right, I'm
with
back
that doesn't
in,
feel
locked
dangerous?
in.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I must have said that when I didn't want to. I was like other stuff felt more important.
Yes, but still applies because you are not painting.
I am now, though.
Are you? Like,
but Taskmaster, just go back.
Big time.
It's not that you are not doing some brushstrokes here and there. It's that you get obsessed with magic. You get obsessed with Elden Ring. You get obsessed with other things, right?
Yes.
Very easily.
But do you know why?
Because they are easy.
Yeah.
And the question is that why is not, and that it's because it's difficult. But then it's like, and my question was coming from this other question, which is, if you find it so difficult that it's not bringing you pleasure, why are you
I know I've got an analogy for
insisting?
you. Okay.
You know, why do you not let it go and just do the things that you really enjoy instead of just wanting to paint? But you don't. But you want to paint. But you don't. You know what I mean?
I really, really like sex. Okay, like I'm a huge fan of sex, and I'm an advocate for it. I think people should do it, in general. Now, I've spent 15 years trying to get sex. Okay, every day I'm trying to get sex from my wife. Okay, and I'm putting in a lot of groundwork. I had kids with her, for fuck's sake, just so I could have sex. Okay, and to keep her happy. And then if I keep her happy, I have more sex, right? But I never get it, okay? But I'm always trying to get it, and I know because I know I love it, right? So I'm in my mind, no matter how shit and annoying she is, I know that she's the person the only person I can get sex from, right? Because I don't like the other side of things, right? So I have no choice. I have to keep persevering to try and make her not hate my guts enough to let me have sex with her. And it's the same with the hobby, in my opinion.
I don't think it is.
For
mostly because if your wife says yes, it's done.
And then the next day I'm going to want it again. I guarantee.
And if she says yes, it's done, right? No. It doesn't depend on you. In sex, you are not the one who's stopping you, but in painting, you are the one who's stopping you.
And that's where the analogy is perfect, because painting is like sex with a wife or a girlfriend or a what are they called? Partner,
boyfriend.
Right? Yeah. And I remember what sex was like when we first got together. It was this liberating, free, fun thing. Okay, I'm not saying sex isn't fun now. It's much more transactional now. Like painting used to be that way. Hugely easy to get. I learned a lot. I could do a lot. I could challenge myself, and I'd always get that sex back. So I'd do a model, and that's equivalent to one sex, let's say, okay, or completing one part of that model. And I'm married to painting. That's it. That's where the analogy actually is. That I love it, and I remember how good it used to be, and I want to get that back, but I'm struggling. But to go to why I'm not painting. I struggle. I want to sit down and do it. I want to have 2 or 3 hours to do it. And what happens is, it's the sad thing is, it's an excuse. Okay.
It feels like I pushed some button and Jamie's just.
I'm working it out as I go, but this is true, right?
Short circuit. Yeah.
When, let's say I want to do something badly, okay, and I do want to do it, I'll make it happen. Elden Ring, I'd fucking play it all day long, right? Magic cards, buying more than I should have, okay, and then that's like this to buy, so that's easy. But painting, I really want to paint, but I can't just sit down for 20 minutes because I've got all this work to do. Well, yes, but there's other things that are easy. So you're breaking that seal. Really, the next Taskmaster should fucking be paint 15 minutes a day. And that should be the Taskmaster.
We did that. We did one and you liked it. Yeah.
It's that motherfucking I know this, right.
I'm a little. I feel like we're slightly losing the headline now. What was there a question at the start of this, or is it just why is painting
the question
difficult?
is how would you feel if you let go?
Yeah.
Well, no, we answered that. We've now into the flow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did, Martin, but I have.
Sorry, what?
I'm married to painting. It's my fucking wife.
I get that. I think what I realized. For me, it's a bit harsh, but it's like self-realization and self-fulfillment is like a big part of my life. Maybe a too big part, but it's just kind of, maybe it's like a generational thing. But like I want to do what I want to do. And I've attached painting to that and like this hobby so much. It's become such a part of my identity. And I've sort of decided that this is my creative outlet, like this is the thing that I do. And I've also decided that I have a potential to be good at it. And if I don't do it, I'm nothing. I think that's, to put a very fine point to it, that's pretty much how I feel. It's like, if I just stop doing this, what else do I have?
Jesus, that is brutal.
Yeah, I know it's harsh, but it's a little bit. It's a little bit that. Like that is the thing that I do. That's my hobby, and sometimes I don't know if I enjoy it every time I do. Like you were talking about when you were painting that Stormcast, and you really enjoyed like every brushstroke. Or now you were saying like this is fucking great, and I thought I can't really remember the last time I felt like that.
And Martin, that's. Go on now.
But,
no, I'll write that down.
Go.
Okay, well that's what I felt with motherfucking Elder Project. and all the other models I was painting, right? I knew I was doing it, but I wasn't in. So that's the perfect analogy with the wife. You're there, you've got 2 kids, you're amicable, but you don't love each other. You're both just there, right? Because you've always been there. You want to raise a child, blah, blah, blah. You know you still love it, and it being my wife, you know you still love her, but it's different from being in love and loving, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. It does make sense. And it's a difference of commitment. Yeah, no, it's a good analogy, actually. It is something what I'm describing isn't necessarily choosing it every day as a brand new, exciting thing, but committing to kind of doing it long term. But it is weird that, like, unlike marriage, no one else depends on it at all.
Except your part of your body, your soul that needs this thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, maybe.
You're owing it to yourself, right?
My sense of self that's separated from like my mood and what I feel like doing. Yeah.
And the reason why I got excited when I said the Elder Project, it's a new chair, it's quite bouncy, was how fucking restrictive I found it, right? And that was why I stopped hating, and that's why I'm really trying to push to this like arty-farty way of painting, where it's free. And the irony is it's not fucking free, I've learned, okay? Because it's so hard to do. But it's free in that I'm the one making the rules, as it were, rather than me trying to follow this thing. And I don't know if that's something that you like. I know you've said it, right? You're trying to go this more like a different route than you've been doing the last 20 years or 25 years.
Or not. It's not so much a different route as not allow myself to just do what I've done in the past, like kind of check myself when I feel like something is being too formulaic or seems too obvious, and if there's a way where I can get better at it. But yeah, it's basically what you said.
Yeah, and what I was kind of sold myself this lie, right? That if I just stop painting heavy metal, I can just do stuff easily and arty and expressive. And fucking hell, that is so wrong. Like it's heavy metal for me, maybe because that's all I've always done. That should be relaxing, but it's not relaxing because it's not challenging. But it should be relaxing because I can do it. I could fucking sit down now and paint a warlock in an heavy metal style, and it would look good, if that's what you're trying to get. But because I don't want that, it's not good. And actually trying to paint like it's hard. Trying to do it's just fucking hard, and that's why I'm not sitting down so readily. Oh, now thank you very much, because I don't have a solution in my head already. I sit down and I'll spend 25 minutes cleaning pots or some shit because I'm trying to avoid doing the painting, and then when I'm finally ready to paint, it's fucking 11:30. My eyes are dead, and I've already fallen asleep once or twice with the kid because they've woken up. And I just don't know how to resolve it. So what I'm doing now, painting wise, I can do. I'm doing N&M, but it's not like your M&M are now. It's basically just
that's just painting.
So how do I sit down on the table and paint? That's the question. Or all of us.
Well, I can kind of answer that because I think I was speaking to someone else about this, and they have a similar situation with work and kids and not finding a lot of time to paint. And I basically just said, like, well, any painting is better than no painting. If that's what you want, not for anyone else, not for my sake. Like, don't do it because I tell you to. But if you want to get some painting done at all, if 20 minutes or 30 minutes of like that heavy metal edge highlight shit is that's what you feel comfortable doing in the moment, then do that.
I think for me to be able to sit down and paint, I have to already know how to resolve that thing, or have 2-3 hours to know that I can experiment and explore.
But if you think you're comfortable with that style, and if you've got maybe even like you've done it before, then that should be resolved. That should be good to go, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't. Like the thing that I mean, this isn't, we don't need, a therapy session. Every episode's a therapy session, really.
Every fucking episode is.
But So I'm married, okay, to the thing.
You've mentioned, yeah.
And the first model I did, we had an argument. And then Arnau came in, who's the couples therapist.
Counselor, yeah.
Right? And was like, look, chill out. What you're doing is fine. Carry on what you're doing, right? And I did. And the model turned out okay. Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I remember now. Right. And then this model is the counsel sessions for today for this model.
Yeah.
And I remember what happened. So this might be ADD. I don't know. You tell me. First model, painted, light source this way. Okay. Second model, painted without checking. The light model should be this way, but I actually did the light source around the wrong way. Okay. Looks bad from this side. And I left it like that. I knew that I had to repaint that whole model. But I didn't cognitively register it, if that makes sense. So there's this, imagine an invisible wall, okay? And that wall's in my fucking painting room. But I didn't know that wall was there. But that wall was there from when I put that model down, and now I'm speaking about it and I've just realized that actually the only blocker that I have here is that I need to repaint the whole model.
Do you though?
Forget the semantics of it. Like, maybe. I need to sit down and realize that I need to change the light source.
Do you though?
It looks pretty bad. Okay, I see what you're saying here. Just don't worry and paint it. Yeah.
It's your own rules. It's your own rules. If you want to put 2 light sources, you put 2 fucking light sources.
Oh, you're saying it could be another light source? Wow, that's crazy.
You are a god in their world, so you can change reality as you want. Things, they never must be, in a way. They can be anything you want. And if you want to backtrack and you did something wrong and then you want to justify it in some way, you fucking do it. Because who's going to tell you no? Nobody. Yeah. So that's what the freedom that you are speaking of is. You can do the things that you are doing and not feel wrong about it, you know?
I mean, it's interesting. It's a very... with that basis, you can't make a mistake.
What is a mistake?
Hey, there he is. Yeah. Okay, fine. Well,
while everything is obviously cohesive, so for example, if you have two light sources, the 2 light sources should reflect on the base, but you can.
Yeah.
It's not. It will be much easier to do it on the base than on the models. So why not?
Well, okay. So the core point was, if you're blocked, try and unblock yourself. I don't know if you guys get that. If you've got something that you've not working out to resolve, it will be harder for you to sit down than if you just know. Yeah,
good. Definitely.
Yeah, makes sense, because that's what I have as well.
I'll go back to the original point of all this, if you allow me. Even if I don't want to go too deep, because this can get to a really intense thing. But you both said the same, basically, that you are married to it. And it's defeating the purpose of my question, actually, because what I'm saying is, but you are not. Let's put in the hypothetical that you are not married to that hobby.
Well, I temporarily broke up, and I wasn't married for 7 years. Was it great? I mean, it just felt like any other day, really. I was just getting on and doing other shit, right? I didn't miss it. I wasn't like, oh shit, I'm not painting today. I was just like, I'm not, I don't care. Like, I'm happy. I'll go to Monte. I'll eat some fucking food and laugh with everyone. Okay, no, we were on a break, because then I'd see dioramas. I'd be like, fuck, I'd love to do that. But then for the time that it wasn't, it was nice. But I think it's because you set yourself challenges, and that's what it is. You know, you're like, I want to do this thing. You thought about this idea 2, 4, 5, 8 years ago, and you still have some weird responsibility. So, I mean, the answer will always be, if you could just magically turn off any desire and you don't miss it, then you'd do that, wouldn't you? Because then
No, but that's not what I'm asking. Because to be fair, I'm trying to get something. So if we say let go in the sense, I always feel that we all have some kind of resistance to stopping something that it hurts us, right? If we follow that marriage analogy, if you are unhappy in that marriage, you are reluctant to stop it and to just do something else, right? Because you are committed to it because of fear of or not fear, but disappointment in yourself or not making it work or whatever it is. And I think the same happens in painting, that we are reluctant to let it go, and I see it many times. But I think it's easy to resent it if you don't let it go without the good reason, and that's just pure hypothetical. But the best outcome would be to try to let it go and then realize that you don't want to, and then it's like trying to quit with your woman or with your partner, and then realizing, oh fuck, I just did a huge mistake, I should go back, or things like that.
The trouble is, you would only stop if it was really causing you, like, well, I guess it's like the job thing. My analogy of the job, well, not analogy, it was real. You, as soon as I quit, I was like, oh shit, actually, this isn't that bad.
Yeah.
So
or when you are on a trip and you are hating the trip, and then when it's over, it's like you remember it like the best trip in the world. And it's like, well, yeah, you lost the opportunity to really have fun. I just think that I see it so often that this hobby creates this weird thing, this weird pressure of painting, and people feels guilty about not painting. And I always think, why are you guilty of not painting? I don't get it. That's why I always ask this question.
You're talking about the guilt of not painting enough.
This is one that we see so often, that people is guilty of not painting. And then my follow-up question in my own head is, then don't, right? If you feel guilty because you're not painting enough, but because you don't want to paint more,
right?
Don't paint, and then what happens? You create resistance to that, and then you want to paint actively, or then you feel free that you don't have to paint more. And that's what I'm trying. But for everyone who listens, doing this exercise, 7, the masses, that if someone experienced this at any point, if you do this hypothetical exercise of letting it go, because I don't want people to letting go, really. But if you do that exercise, you feel free, you feel happy that you are free of the bound of painting, or you are creating a resistance of no, fuck, I want to paint. I don't want to let it go. I don't want to lose it.
Where do you sit on that, Martin?
I mean, I think I've always said that it's easier not to do something, and whatever explanation you make up for not doing something, I'm not talking about laziness, but there is something to like avoiding things, procrastinating, being
I don't think it's
that kind of absence of doing something, whether it's, I mean, everyone will say this who's training, like going to the gym, going for a run, whatever it is. It's like, it's always easier to just not do that. And the resistance to it, the thing that motivates you to do it might be it might be easy for you to get there, or it might be really hard. But yeah, I don't know. When it comes to sitting down and doing hobby, it's like, I guess there's always the question of what do you do instead? Like, what is it you're kind of filling that time with instead? Because I think for a lot of people, they want to make time, like Jamie's saying, from, you know, when they've put their kids to sleep, they've done the job, whatever it is.
But there will always be things. I mean, painting. So there's a lot of things, and there's a lot of easier things as well, which is, you know, is why painting? That's my question. Why painting? Because it's the one that you know, because you really like it.
Can't be that, because, can it? Sorry,
but I don't know. I mean, I'm literally asking questions to the
painting can't ever be because what you know. Because another analogy: you go to a casino, you have €100, you leave with $5,000 the first time you ever go. You have this like super thing. I'm going to love casinos, and then you lose that $5,000 over the next 5 months, whatever, in the casino. Painting feels a bit like that. You start, and if you're half decent, you realize, oh shit, this is fun. I'm quite good. I'm just quite good to where I thought I would be. So it's fun, and you start painting, and it's still fun, and it's fun for the next few years because you're just not. We spoke about it roughly. You just not got that like dire, crippling fear and expectation that you've put on yourself. And then as you start getting better and start learning more, you realize you're not as good as you thought you were, and then that's where that switch happens, I think. So I think you have positive connotations. It's like being a heroin addict as well. You know, you're always chasing that same fucking thing that you had early doors, but you just can't get there. Or rather, the scale of it is you need to be so much or put so much more effort in from the start.
I think exactly. And I think that brings up an important question, which is a little bit connected to what you're saying is like, if you don't really feel like painting, then stop. Or allow yourself to stop or to even resist it. I think it's important to sometimes to consider why you do the things you do, just anything in life. But with this hobby, I know people who, well, I mean, our friend Jason is a good example. Like it's been a while since I saw him paint anything. The thing he wants to do is convert Space Marines pretty much and sculpt things. And he's really fucking good at it. I'm not saying it's not only converting Space Marines, but I love the kind of laser focus towards this is what I feel like doing. And it gives me creative outlet, a sense of satisfaction, something to keep getting better at. All of that stuff, and there's very little in the way of I should do this. I gotta get better at that. I need to do. I'm not sensing that kind of stress and anxiety, and that really inspires me because that can be anything. And if it turns out that the thing you want to do, as vague as it is just get better at painting, then maybe try to have a long-term goal with that instead of constantly going, fuck, I need to spend more time. Like, try to think of something you want to get better at over the next year, or
you
mean basic quantifiables, basically, like clear, tangible.
In my case, something like this happened. Like, well, I came into the industry not as a painter. I started sculpting. I did a sculpting workshop. I started sculpting bigger things actually, and they gave me the choice to sculpt small scale or large scale, and I chose large scale because I thought, I don't give a shit about the small scale, which big mistake. But at that point I was not painting or barely. Like, I was playing Warhammer, but like any other player out there. And I started sculpting. I did a few sculpts, very obviously really bad. And then I at the same time I started painting, and I started painting better. And my mind was not like I have to be a sculptor and I have to be, it was, I'm having more fun painting and I'm developing more in painting. So I naturally stopped sculpting as much, and which I didn't do as much. And then I kept improving my painting, and now I am a painter. But
you want to
sculpt. Yes, and I want to sculpt. But what if in the next 5 years I feel like I want to sculpt more, and I stop painting a little bit more, then this will happen. And if this is what is that resistance to no, but I have to keep painting because then.
But
and I do have this in my head as well.
But you've achieved. I use this word lightly. You
now.
Yeah, but what I mean is, I have unfinished business with painting. I have a great amount of excitement,
and I do it with sculpture. I have huge unfinished business with sculpture.
So soon you will go. Yeah, but that's it's the same. Like I staying with right now. I can only talk about for right now, not when I quit, because when I quit, I was like I didn't have any goals, right? I had no desire to get better. I was like, I did that as Zerman, which is the best fucking model in the world, and I was like, do you know what? I've sort of I realized maybe it would coincide with that. I'd kind of achieved what I wanted to. I produced a model that I didn't think I could, even though it was cheating, and Alfonso helped me, and it doesn't feel like it was me. Blah blah blah. That aside, now I've got this excitement in me. It's there. I can feel it. And maybe anxiety because I'm not painting more, but I don't think I do. That's not why I'm not painting right now. Because it's been like, a day and a half since I've not painted. So I am painting. I just haven't fucking painted recently. But I mean, anyway, I've got that excitement and I want to act on it. And that's why I don't want to give up painting. And if I think about quitting painting, I'm like, well, I don't fucking want to quit painting. I want to do this thing.
That's what I wanted to, like, the question went for that, right? I wanted that feeling to come and say, no, I fucking don't want to quit painting. Right. And maybe that doesn't happen. But if it happens, it's like, I hope that it comes with a stronger desire to paint, because it's like someone is trying to take this away from you. In this case, me.
Right. Oh, right. And, oh, fuck. No, I would be very. I mean, if someone stole my like hobby room and all my paints and my brushes, I'd be fuming. But then, the irony is, I would paint more. I would probably find a way to paint.
I know that's my point.
How weird.
If that resistance comes, then great, amazing.
If it doesn't, too easy. So you're basically saying, if I had a wife and I was sleeping with her every day, I wouldn't want to sleep with her anymore because I'd be getting it every day. So that's what this whole analogy is for. Basically, I see what you've got.
I don't really need analogies for everything.
Oh shit, that's clever. My life is too easy. That's when it comes to painting. I don't know if this is true. I'm fuck.
That's definitely where we ended up. I'm happy if you eventually got there. Life is too easy.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
I mean, I do believe that life is too easy for you. That I believe 100,000,000%.
Like life is just an amazing. Like yesterday, I was reminiscing about my first job. And I felt happiness, sadness, the whole nostalgia thing. But I feel it so strongly. And it makes me feel so happy that I'm able to feel that. Like, I'd love to go back there. Not even go back. I love remembering what that was, that time. I don't want to be there again or anything. Nah, not really. And then I think, like, just, it's fucking brilliant. I know how, well, that's actually.
That's a good.
How's me the day, man? Yeah,
slightly good. Comparable to what the hobby used to be for me. I think about that a lot when I was just getting into it and how like easy it was with respect to pressure and expectations and all that. And I've thought about like what was it? What was it I was drawn to, and what did I want to do then, and why? And it's kind of impossible to recreate. It actually is. This idea of just like do whatever you want and don't care what anyone thinks just kind of pisses me off when people say that. Because it's like it's not that easy. It can't be that easy.
It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. I think it can be done in a way. It's a different way, but I always have ups and downs, and I think it's inevitable. And allowing yourself to be on the down as well as on the up you know that if we love our craft, as I do, I'm always optimistic in the back of my head that I will go back to the ups. So I'm not worried about the down, because it's like, yeah, okay, I'm really not feeling painting. Sometimes I just do the bare minimum with my pieces, and just because it's work, and I do not even want to think about painting something for myself ever. Like Warhammer, not a chance. Comic stuff, not a chance. But then some other times, when I feel tired of feeling like this, and this is actually the exact way I feel when I'm on the low. I feel tired of being on the low. It's like, fuck that. I mean, I'm exhausted of being in this shithole. And then I try, and I always do the same, and it's try to go back with to the source of happiness. And there's a few things that I always use for that. One is painting pretty ladies' faces. That always works for me. I really enjoy it. I guess because I do it so often, I'm somewhat good at it. And it works, because then I like myself when I do that. When I paint a face and it looks good, it's like, yeah, fuck, that's what I'm talking about. And then when I'm not feeling big stuff, like big sculptures or busts, I go to Warhammer, and then I obsess over Space Marines, over the lore, and I do an army that maybe I will sell at some point, but it happens many times. For example, the last one I started was Emperor's Children. I was in a low as well. I was not feeling anything, and the Emperor's Children came up, and I obsessed over it. I started designing a paint job. I started building them, and all these things raised me to the up, and then I left it. Like, it's probably
Right. Yeah.
but that was the way to lift me up. Just doing that little project that I knew that it probably wouldn't go far. Maybe in the future I will pick it up again. But it was the same. It was the same way I used to do it when I was a kid. The first thing I always did was buying the codex, reading the pages, looking at the heavy metal. I did this countless hours, and then planning my first units. I usually plan 2 units and a headquarter, and then I go from there. This method, I use it since I was a kid, and it works. It still works.
But so I'm curious to see what Martin has to say about it, as because my initial reaction is, when it's your job, you've had to build up these things that mean that you know how you've got that security, like blanket, as it were. If you're a kid, like you know how to do something, right? For example, let's say maybe football or something that's a hobby, but I've done it so many times that even when it's bad, I've built up enough confidence in myself to say, okay, I know I'm going to enjoy it. I know I'm going to be better next time or something, right? Whereas with painting, I feel possibly I don't have that same buffer to say, okay, I'm struggling with this thing, but I know that I'm good enough, or I know that I'll be able to resolve something. Like Albert says it when he does his bases, right? For every of the sword, he's like, fuck, the base is harder than I anticipated. He always adds extra time to do it. But he always says, I know that even though I'm going to struggle for 4 days, 5 days, and I'll repaint it like 5 times, don't fact me on that, it's not libelous. He knows, right?
But I'm not talking about this, actually. I'm not talking about difficulty. I'm talking about not wanting, like not being hyped about it, not caring at all about it.
Hobby mojo.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want to hear about miniatures, and this happens.
And then what you use to get back is Warhammer or painting lady faces, is what you were saying.
But hobby, like pure hobby.
Yeah.
No stakes, no job, no nothing, just pure hobby, and try to feel it like I used to. In a it's the best way to explain is it's like obsessing over an army that will probably end up in my drawer, and I know this because it happened many times, but it still brings me joy when I plan a new army in my head, and I plan the color scheme, and I paint one Space Marine or two, and then I stop the army, but it still brings me joy, and it brings me hype, and it lets me do other stuff. It's like a way to lift me up from that fucking pit of despair, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm actually the same.
Good.
I've also started a few random army projects, and I know exactly what you mean with obsessing. I've had times where I can really tell myself just like deep diving into a codex and doing army lists, and it's and as you say, it's exactly what I did 20 years ago with a new project. It's just then it was obviously not, aside from anything else, that was the hobby, and now it's just kind of a conscious like, fine, I'll have ice cream for dinner this time, and then I'll get back to more nutritious hobby tomorrow. I think maybe I'm a little more like cynical than you with that stuff, because it almost like literally feels like wasting time. Like I've given up. I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just do this because I can't do anything proper. I can't do anything real. I'll just focus on this for a while.
I skipped that part, but what I said this when I'm tired of feeling like this, but the period of being on the low can be long, can be months.
Yeah.
And when I'm on the low, I don't paint or do anything related to painting other than just the minimum to survive.
Yeah. And because you actually have to do it for work, so it's hard for people probably to notice your lows as being unproductive. But I can see why it would feel like that to you.
But I instead of thinking, and this is on the head mostly. Instead of thinking about painting, I think about video games. I think about magic.
Yeah.
I think about, and I let myself think about those things and forget for a moment about painting, because this will come back if it has to.
And this is an interesting thing about experience as well that I've thought a lot about with people that are newer to the hobby. Might be that they started last year or 5 years ago, but whatever it is like having done it for so many years, you notice these kinds of patterns, which you might not do even after a couple of years of being into it. So like I can now probably trust, like you were just saying, I think I can trust that I will come back to it even when I'm completely bored, and when I have those really low points like I've had for a few weeks. I've just felt like briefly I felt like I'm fucking done with this. I don't want to paint anymore. I'm just not enjoying it. Which is like kind of the lowest, very point of the lowest, like self-doubt and self-deprecation, where it's like I whatever I do just is never good, so I'll just not do it, and then I don't have to feel like shit. But yeah, the lows will be less dramatic when you've had them a few times, and you know that you'll come back and you'll do at least things that you enjoy. At least you'll enjoy it, if it's not good ever again.
I've not been painting long enough. If I actually do my timeline, I've been painting about 2 years, I think. 2.5 years. I
don't get your timeline sometimes, because you still sometimes say you haven't painted in 6 years, which you clearly have. But also, the whole Eldar project is like
the Eldar project only started 6 years ago, 5 years ago. So
it started when you stopped painting.
Yeah, right. There you go.
That makes sense. So what
are you talking about? Like fucking.
When did you start the hobby? Well, like when is your actual starting point?
Save it for the cast, probably. Hey.
Nice.
No,
I know when you were born. So
a brief, because we've got to do your journey, Martin, right? Where we're going to dive into you, but effectively, I let's say I painted I painted one model a year, maybe every year for my whole life. Like, I'd do like literally one model. I'd go to the Games Workshop, I'd buy brand new paints, and I'd paint like a warlock or something, right? So I've always, but that's like one 28mm model a year. It doesn't, I don't know if it counts,
so you were
right?
really, even when you were much younger and you were doing like armies and shit, you were really not painting.
What?
1 a year is considered not painting.
Oh, I see. Yes, but up to 14, I painted loads. And then I stopped.
Fuck me, that's what I was asking. So okay,
but
so
I
before
thought everyone knew that.
I'm not talking about painting like proper painting. Just did you paint at all? Yes, you did.
Yeah. But that doesn't count.
Of course
When I say painting, I mean I was trying to paint.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean like any kind of painting whatsoever.
What is trying to paint?
What I'm trying to do now. That's trying to paint.
It's not like the brush weighs like 3 tons, and then you have to.
The only time you can make a really clear distinction is, I would say, is kind of what Arnau and I was just saying. Like when Arnau's doing his Emperor's Children army, is possibly not trying to paint in your definition, Jamie.
So like,
yeah, I get what you're saying, but that's still like, you're still doing the hobby, and that's also after years and years and years of being a professional painter. But saying like you didn't try to paint when you were 13, I'm sure you did at the time.
I was loving it. It was great. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And it, but look, wait, we're so confused now. So I'll try.
Yes, we.
Always.
So fine, fuck that. Whatever. I started painting in 2016 to 2018. Okay.
So, yeah.
And that's my mid-end 2018. It started maybe August 2016. And that they're the years I consider painting, right?
Yeah,
and the Elder Project doesn't feel like painting because I'm painting by numbers, if that makes sense. It's so obviously everybody has a different definition of what art is, what painting is. For me, Elder Project isn't painting. It obviously is painting, categorically, because I'm putting paint on a fucking
slightly
model, right?
reductive way to describe heavy metal painting what you just said, but fair enough.
No, but it's different. I'm copying paint jobs. I'm literally looking at a piece of art and copying it.
But
heavy metal still have to come up with the color schemes. They still have to apply.
Sometimes, but I mean, not every time they paint an ultramarine.
Well, fine then.
Loads of times there's established color schemes and recipes.
Fine, then I don't consider that painting. Yes.
Yeah, fucking harsh, but okay.
No, like that to me is like going through it. I'm doing it. No, I can't imagine that many of the painters are feeling expressive and free and fulfilled with doing that paint job every single day. It's a job, right?
Yes, it's a job. But look, the comparison that I know you love these analogies and comparisons and allegories. What it is I've thought about this. You work in a restaurant and you're cooking very, very simple, staple foods that will blow no one's mind, but it's fucking good. It's really good.
Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
So like basically all the Italian food you were eating in Monte, that stuff, like the lasagna, that's heavy metal painting. Because no one's going to go into that restaurant and be like, what is this? What is this crazy concoction that you've made? It's pasta and butter and cheese. Right, it's not the recipe. It's not the methods either. It's how well done it is. That's heavy metal painting. And then when you go to Monte, the painting competition, that's where you see a lot of the weird, like lobster foam, and someone's made like a little cracker out of a pine cone.
Twat food, I call that.
Yeah, twat food. You see twat food in all kinds of art, and you see like wholesome, simple, really well-made staples in all forms of art.
But I think
that's why also, why it's very reasonable not to fully appreciate heavy metal painting. Which is, I'm not saying people are wrong to not appreciate it, but I can see why someone would look at that stuff and be like, well, okay, whatever. It's a blue guy in armor with a shiny sword. Who cares? It's because you've seen that before, but it's really solid.
Well,
and what you're saying about the painters themselves, I mean, a chef can still go to work every night and cook really solid, simple food, do like a really proper, well done piece of meat, and people will eat it up and be like, "Yep, that's what I expected."
Well,
and that chef will still think, "Yeah, if I can pull this off," just like they could paint a cloak or a good-looking power sword or some freehand on an Eldar cape.
I don't think the chef would think that. Is where I was going to go. Like, I think the chef would be like, right.
It might still be satisfying. No one wants. Well, sorry, not everyone wants constant challenges.
That's absolutely true.
Artistic expression.
Yeah, but it's also okay,
especially if you do it every single day. Sorry, what?
It's also okay to say that that's where I'm at as a painter, as an heavy metal. Like,
yeah,
I don't think that the guys. I mean, you've done it, mine. So we could just literally ask you. You know, when you're painting a squad of 5, that's not going to give you the same level as the Angron did, right?
No, that's exactly right. And I think it's a different approach. There's nothing that I paint. I can honestly say there's nothing. Maybe 1 or 2 things. Okay, there's a few things I painted where I was like, "Fuck this," but I still tried to do as good a job as I knew it needed. Yeah. You get a sense of, and I think Arnau does this too. You get a sense of good enough when you do it for a living. I think what you were just saying with like going through the motions of painting a bust, even though we've not seen that before, even though it's not quite as formulaic and standard as like a squad of Ultramarines, you probably think of it as like, this is just my 9 to 5. I've just finished this. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And I've had a couple of projects like that, I guess, but most of the time you sort of try to find a way to be creative and have fun with it anyway. Like it's that connects to like the pressure as well. Some projects, going in, like this will maybe not be on the cover of White Dwarf, or maybe grab someone's attention quite as much as like Angron. But it's I think that's where it turns into a job, I think.
But that's kind of the reason we got there was because I was saying that I don't consider it.
We were talking about your Elder project.
Yeah, but what? So I don't consider it painting because I'm not pushing myself in the same way the chef. He obviously it's cooking, but he's not. He wouldn't say that he's creating art or whatever. I don't know. He's not like fulfilled by the meal that he's cooked 800 times.
I get what you're saying. He wouldn't go to other chefs and talk about what he just did at work as if that would impress anyone. I get what you're saying. And with your Elder project, you don't see it as painting because you're taking someone else's
artistic freedom. There's no
template. Yeah.
Just applying.
But I still think that the craft is really impressive, and especially when you're doing it after such a specific template as the 3rd edition Eldar stuff.
But I don't think painting and impressive is even in the same. Like it doesn't. They are not, how do I say it?
Yeah, related.
Exclusive, mutually exclusive. Yeah. Like, have you ever painted a model ship or a model car or a plane or whatever?
Yeah.
Those things are very formulaic as well. Like there's no freedom, or there's freedom and choices of colors. Or
no, but and in the community of like armor modelers, no one talks about creativity in that way. It's more about authenticity and
exactly,
realism.
and realism. Yeah, it's but I understand. I think I understand what Jamie's saying about the painting, because I wouldn't consider making a model car painting, even if it's putting paint on the model. But I don't consider it's model making.
Yeah, it's model making.
And I think the heavy metal style overlaps a little bit in model making, and it overlaps in painting as well. It has one fit in both places. I guess it depends on how you take it. Because I'm sure Angron is not in the same even realm of effort and decision making than it is painting an Ultramarine or 5 Ultramarines. Same as if you get a box of Tamiya and you buy and you build a car and you paint it with the paints that they give you. It's not the same as this guy in one competition that he did I think it was I don't know the scale right now. It was like 114 or something like that. It was very big, a helicopter. And he did the whole helicopter by himself. And all the pieces with plastic, with cutting things. And it was
scratch built.
A scratch build.
Fuck.
And he took pictures from inside. And it looked like he took pictures of a real fucking helicopter. These two things are model making as well.
Yeah.
And they are fucking mighty impressive.
I mean, interestingly, you've mentioned, and we've talked about before, how painting is all about decision making, except when it isn't.
Yeah.
Because that's, I mean, the 5 Ultramarines is a great example of that. I did 5 Ultramarines with big stupid guns, and there was nearly zero decision making in that project. Very, very, very minor.
Right?
Sorry?
That's the least challenging one.
Yeah, for sure. And it's still it was. I thought it was fun to get to do something that feels kind of, what's the word? Like a real sort of staple. Like, oh, everyone's got to do a squad of Ultramarines. That's great. But no, there wasn't. So it was fun, and it was nice because I didn't have to go through all of that. Like questioning what's going to look the best. But if we are talking about decision making, and also the kind of painting again, where you'll have tuition and stuff are now, and you'll help people and ask all these questions, answer all these questions. Yeah, that's not really applicable here because all of those questions have been answered for you. So I would agree that's closer to like model making, and it definitely overlaps a bit with that armor model stuff. And what do they call it? The plane builder people. Yeah. Building planes.
Yeah.
What they're called. So
yeah.
That's why I consider I've only painted for like 2 or 3 years. Basically, because I don't learn anything from when I do my older project. I'm not learning new techniques. I'm not, do you know what I mean? It was hard. I didn't like it, but I fucking loved the result. We've been through this. It's yesterday's porridge. I love looking at the cabinet. The only cabinet I like looking at is the Elder Project cabinet, which in some way motivates me to do more of it. But I don't want to because I want to paint. Basically, I want to move away from being excited to look at that and be excited by something like this. It's not a great artwork.
I can see.
It's a little blurred right now, unfortunately.
It's very blurry, yeah.
You can paste it in, and yeah, that's cool. So here's a question: Is there a chance that you could, like what Arnau is doing, if you feel uninspired to paint with this definition of it, could you just do some 3rd edition Eldar and see if that gets your engine going?
That's what
fuck that shit.
No,
because
but I was why not do this and then while you're painting transform it a little bit, because there's levels, right? There's levels.
That is totally anti-Elder Project. That is
no, I know.
Yeah, okay,
I know.
Sure, it is, but that's Jamie. That's sort of what I'm doing.
Ooh.
Is you don't start. I don't anyway. Start a model thinking I'm not going to do anything the way I've always done it. I'm going to do it much better and way different, and just like Arnau, I'm going to grow my beard out. That's not what I do. It's just like, well, it depends on the model, I guess. But with the Space Wolves I did, I mean, we've talked about this. It's not a completely different approach, but the fuck you just do? Just put your hand up.
It means I want to talk.
Yeah, I can see. You could have just said. But that's very nice of you. It's a good thing that since there's 40 people in this podcast, it's good to know who's got their hand
up. Clever, right?
Because you haven't talked in the whole podcast, so you have to raise your hand now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, mate. The reason why I'm not doing the Elder Project is because I want to do. I'm super happy doing the project I'm doing. I don't need to jump off this project to get motivated. I'm motivated to do the project.
We are not saying that you do the Elder Project. It's like if you are struggling a lot and then you find yourself with difficulties of painting,
go back to what you know.
You can go back to what you know, and then from there it's like
build on that.
The trouble is, I get it, and I appreciate that, but I'm not struggling, so I don't even need to have that.
Right.
Do you see? So rewind, listen to the start of the episode, see if I'm struggling. No, we've already resolved it. Of what my blocker was. Yeah. We already did it,
thank
right?
God we did.
The light source.
Well, maybe it's useful for someone else then.
Yeah, exactly. And I bet it won't, because they are not going to understand what we've said. In fact, 90% of people have probably already turned off.
But we only have talked about, maybe that's why, we only have talked about painting. So I would be
absolutely insane. We've been talking painting nonstop for like 45 minutes. It's completely
1 hour
ridiculous.
and a half.
If I was a listener, I would be rage quitting this.
At this outrage. Well, so let's... I mean,
we lost the jingles. We lost the bullshit.
Dude, what the fuck happened to my jingles?
It's like, what are we becoming?
We can try. No, we've got the jingles. If I can get that job done, mate. Right, so we've still got the jingles, mate. I'm just going to have to learn them off by heart. Beep, boop, beep, boop, slow as a snail. Right, we've got all the jingles, boys. I just need to... Okay. But we haven't done any segments. We've just done the meat of it, which is
we did Taskmasters, we did meat of it.
Right. I'm sorry. Well, look, guys, what I will say, okay, people have said that the cast is good now, which we've never had before. Most people have been telling us how shit we are. I refer back to the studio comments of, you talk over each other, you retards. That was it.
That was massive comment. But like then we will become a bad podcast. We need those words of encouragement, you know, how shit we are, how...
We do like it. No, well, we've got one comment.
If someone doesn't call me a retard, I don't know how to... See?
Reconcile
we talked over each other.
Oh, yeah, but Oh, is that what they meant? I assume they meant like we were interrupting and getting on each other's nerves or something.
I guess.
I don't know. I mean, whoever writes that comment's
I think it's literally that they hear more than one voice and they don't want that.
Hey, they're allowed to have
whatever in God's name they're trying to say. Just shut the fuck up.
They should also write it a bit more. I wrote a Reddit post the other day and I got downvotes, but no one told me why. And I was like, guys, come on.
What?
Give me some feedback. How can't improve?
That's confusing.
Anyway, Mr. Skynet, Joe, an old listener of ours, okay? And we don't have many old listeners. I dare say we've only got Dan and Paul, who are our old listeners, right? The OGs.
Oh, right. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Oh, that's true.
No, we have more.
Who?
I guess. Well, we only have 6, so probably not.
Yeah, and everybody else left.
Yeah.
Like when we left, they left. Anyway, he's written, I remember the old days when half the stream was watching you dealing with technical difficulties. And he's not wrong. He's sadly, he's not wrong.
That's why Lionel left.
Lionel's
it's a good thing everything's worked out now.
Honestly, it's amazing. It's been 7 years since we've done this podcast, and we've got it. We've got it down. So that leads me to the thought of the day. Pick a number 1 to 6. I have to find it.
1.
Fucking hell.
We should pick each week the number 1. So we always
get through the backlog. You know. It's less exciting, but yeah, I guess so. I mean, this is boring. This is fucking rubbish, me. The thought of it, and it's 1, so it's old. Is it better to have fun or achieve your goals, dreams? I couldn't remember. There was context. I should have written more. I didn't think you'd take 8 weeks to get there.
Yeah. Do you want to do another one?
Yeah, I mean that we almost covered that in the.
That's like a would you rather plus version more than thought of the day, isn't it?
Basically, it's like, oh, it's probably, I don't know, fuck it, whatever, I don't care. So I like this one. I think marketing people are really missing a really good avenue in Black Friday advertising.
Okay.
Can you guess where I'm going?
No fucking clue.
They need to do it about black people.
I thought maybe like, that's where you were going.
I've not seen a single campaign where it's like, I don't know, some black guy he's getting the same, and he's just like walking down the street, and I haven't thought about a campaign around it, but there's got to be like walking down and everyone's like, hey, and then like the police are like giving them flowers, like something like that, right? Like a slightly satirical look at the modern day, you know, and then he goes into
institutionalized racism, yeah,
right, and then he goes into like Barclays Bank, and they're like, I don't know, they could be racist, and that's the twist, but there's something in there. I just feel like how out of the whole world has no one done an advertising campaign on that?
Well, I don't think you have
sold it very well.
Seen the whole marketing campaigns of the whole world.
Okay, well, if anybody ever seen a slightly satirical Black Friday black advert, let me know, because I'd love to see that.
Or if someone works in marketing, you're welcome.
Right? If that comes out next year, you fucking know that we've got more than 5 listeners. 7 now. So I'm not a dancing man. Okay? I don't like dancing.
Is that the thought of the day?
No, this is just, I just thought the day's done.
So this is just a phrase of the day.
This is just a thought. I mean, this is literally the thought of the day, actually, because I thought that. Well, anyway, so
is this punishment for anyone who actually listened to like 90 minutes of painting, and now like you sit the fuck down
and enjoy this conversation, right? So, I've always hated dancing. Okay, someone at the dance or some girl or some shit would try and pull you up, and you'd be like, I don't want to fucking dance. They come and dance, it's fun. Or you're in a nightclub, everyone's dancing. Again, a girl comes up and says, do you want to have a dance? You're like, no, I don't fucking want to dance to this shit. That's not happened to me, though. Obviously not. But and I've always thought I dancing shit, but actually, it's the music that's shit that I don't want to dance to. I don't want to dance to pop music. I don't want to dance to ABBA. I don't. So anyway, album came on today, okay? It's what I'm listening to. It's called, the band is called Black Joe Lewis and the Honey Bears. Okay, brilliant band, probably from somewhere in America. No doubt he's black and he's called Joe. Okay, and the album's called Scandalous. It's 2011. Now I've listened to a few of their other albums. The reason why I started listening to it is I started listening to Clearance Clearwater Revival. Okay,
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Thanks, mate. And I was like, holy shit, they sound a lot like Joe Black Lewis. And I was like, wow, it's like this weird blues. Anyway, I was hanging up some washing and I found myself dancing. And I was like, Jesus, dancing's amazing. It's fucking brilliant. But only when the music's right. I can only
agree. Yeah.
Right? And if someone makes you and you say you don't want to do it, just fucking leave them alone. They don't want to dance. So yeah, that's me. Okay, good.
That's good.
Good.
That's it. That's the episode over.
We don't have any questions that you want to clear?
Oh shit, I do, but my kid's banging on the door.
I see.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did tell her that I wouldn't be done till. Hold on, I could probably pause this. Let's do one question or two. Let's see how we go.
Okay.
I don't know which is older, Bo's questions or these ones I've got down. So this is Dr. Lovebrush, which is.
Bo's are pretty.
I was going to do the jingle. Beep, 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 beep. It's the heart monitor.
Nice.
Yes, come in, darling. And he's getting undressed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you asked me to come up with the jingle on the spot.
That's
I
wonderful.
didn't ask that.
I want more jingles in general, and if this is what we're getting, then this is what we're getting.
I can do the jingles, you just won't be able to hear them.
That's fine.
That's okay. I mean,
that's okay.
We have to. Week. Yeah, we give the listeners what they want.
Yeah. Those fucking 5 listeners.
What they pay for.
Okay, I'll start quickly. Paul, the original, one of the early. He's the guy who made us our emojis. Brewster596. Following the discussion, fuck me, Paul, you don't even remember asking the question, about painting recipes, would you be interested in thinking and helping people out with their color choices? I'm assuming he means through a photo.
I think I've answered that in the Discord. I said, yeah, go ahead, send me I'll help you out. And then he
just didn't.
There was messaging.
Ungrateful piece. Oh, he did.
Very briefly. He asked questions and I helped him with it. But
okay,
so if I can see it, like on Discord, there's hundreds of thousands of messages every day. But if I come across one and you want some input, you can ask Gar now as well. You can ask Jamie too. You can ask anyone.
You've got Ask the Artist as the channel.
Yeah,
that's a great place to. Yeah, ask the art, or go to that thing and ask.
And or potentially we could start trying to suggest colors in the show, but we are very much wanting to limit the amount of video time we do on screen. Needed to look, in fairness. You want to hit me with a bow one?
Okay, so I will open my bright window.
Oh, you get that ready. I'll quickly throw another one out there. F.E. What's his name? Fee. I've been thinking up color schemes for my Harlequins, and I can't seem to figure it out. Oh, I want that. This is the way I want them to be strong linked to my. Is it just asking for colors? There's no question there. Let's do both.
Yeah. So Bo has some good questions here. So one of them is we can all kind of answer this, but he says, what is your process before you put paint on the model? Do you think about light direction, color choices, etc.? I think and there's another question from someone else, and this is sort of the same question: is how much planning goes into a display piece, like color palette, the base? Is it all built and finished before painting? Do you sketch any ideas? So basically, prep work. My short answer is yes. I prep everything. I'll do maybe sometimes like a test model, depending on what I'm doing. Like for the squad, I did that. But I'll have an idea of the color scheme. I'll build as much as humanly possible before I start painting anything. So yeah, planning. Oh, and I'll do Photoshop sketches.
Damn.
Arnaud?
Well, I tend to get completely naked and sit on a paintbrush, and depending on the pain levels.
And the paintbrush is like this or like this?
Okay. Bristles up.
Yeah, and I only use the large paintbrush from GW.
Yeah.
The one that's like this big for painting scenery.
Sure.
Yeah,
but not the brush side. Fucking don't be stupid. And then depending on, I open the window and shout, and then depending on who I see first will dictate the color scheme.
The color scheme, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit less weird than I expected, to be fair. I do a lot. It's not a lot, to be fair, but I try to imagine what I want to paint in a way. And if I don't know it, because it's not possible to imagine everything. It's not possible to imagine details but looking for references and inspiration in Pinterest or Google Images or whatever, it helps so much with picking those colors. It's not only the color schemes, because I guess the evolved or the next step over color schemes is the color composition, because a guy that is dressed with a white shirt and black pants is not the same as a guy that is dressed in white shirt and black pants in a warm ambient. And it's not the same in a green ambient, and it's not the same in one that has two different color ambients. So all these things you have to take into consideration. What will the image look like at the end? Because I can think, okay, I can paint a guy with a red t-shirt, purple pants, but the ambient will be green. That's fucking awful. And even if that's my color scheme, it's awful. So all these things I have to plan ahead and think. And I like to get also a bit like a child playing. Like, what's the character? What's the situation? I like to imagine a little bit of that and create a bit of a story, even if it's just very, very brief in my head, to get involved with the character.
I'd actually forgotten about my story in my model. I forgot that it's quite helpful to do.
It is.
Yeah,
because
you can fully
it
imagine
solves
the scene.
It solves questions that automatically. If you establish that, and you
the narrative really helps, no matter what it is. Definitely. It will, like Arnaud was saying, it will answer a lot of questions for you. It's really good.
I never start painting if I don't have these questions.
Right. Do you want to go to the next one? Do you take photos of your work mid-process to find potential problems? I tend to have photos. Yeah, probably. I'll send photos to other people to give feedback on, or I'll just end up looking at them myself. So yeah, probably yes-ish.
Dude, we have
yes-ish myself. I take pictures every session, more or less, and then when I'm in those periods where I don't care, I don't look at them, so they are just there. But when I am in the good moments where I kind of obsess about the piece, I look at them every day, try to see what I'm doing right, what I like, what I don't. And for example, with the Taskmaster, every day or every 2 days, I look at the picture, because it's like I know that something's missing. If I look at the picture after 2 days, it can pop up in my mind, right? What's happening, and so I do this often when I'm involved.
Company secret. I've started a little bit, maybe. I've never done it before, taken photos and looked. But with these guys, but I'm trying to not over egg these. They're meant to be shit and small. But at the same time, I can't help it. It's possibly the best started episode to the worst episode we've ever had. Possibly. I don't know. I'm not going to scribbity boop. I need to go. Yeah. So they're the answers questioned. I've got some great.
We'll get to the others eventually. Some of them are really quick to answer.
There aren't many more except for Bose. I've created a fucking spreadsheet. Okay, and what I'm going to do is people ask the questions in the motherfucking channels. I'm going to put them in that spreadsheet. I'll share it with everyone, and then I will also put in. Fuck, will I? The episode that we answered that question in.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So it means some dickhead who's like, what does cheese mean? They can go in and look up. I mean, there's 7 people. Really, I shouldn't insult our listeners as much as I do. But it's their
Can you stop yourself? No, I don't think.
They bring it on themselves. Do you know what I mean? It's the same reason I don't use the tube or the fucking train. I'm sick of it. But I do love life. Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great.
It's Tuesday. We're going to go out with this on Friday because we're not going to be able to record for. You're away for 2 weeks, are now?
Mm-hmm. Not only that, but I will not have internet in.
Well, that's why
when I'm out. So yeah.
Why don't you just get the internet? What the fuck is that?
I will not have only Wi-Fi. I will not have.
Yeah.
Data.
Maybe some of our listeners will see you like in person in Las Vegas.
Actually, yes.
If they do,
incredible.
Just slap him, okay, and then run away. But the only annoying thing is now
it's a funny thing.
If you get slapped on now, you will assume that it's a Minimatters listener, and not just a psychopath who's just slapped you.
Yeah,
America's a dodgy place. Cheers, guys.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit the button.
We have a Discord.